So what's up, everybody? Oh, gotta change one thing to cut off some echo. There we go. So many settings. So many settings. So yeah, I'll see if we can repeat the switch working. I did it once and brought it back to regular stock blocked till you convert. So we'll see what happens. So I know it's been a while since I did a live stream, but didn't have the other Friday off and been busy with some other stuff. So yeah, they we'll just get we'll get to it in a little bit. But yeah, there is I don't know if you want to call it 2.0. I mean, that just seems like some of the terminology everybody's been kind of using. So, but hey, it's a good number for me, right? The first one worked, and this is 2.0, but maybe it should all be zero point 0.1 and zero point 0.2. Yeah, it's a good number though, Will. So, um, and I wonder why yours isn't showing. Unless you're using a different channel, but we'll go and put you in there, Will, as in case there's anything I miss on doing like approving links and stuff like that. So yeah. Oh, okay, that would be a why. So is that kind of like the burner phone? I guess you don't have that issue, right? Yeah. So of course, anything I know Will even told me is like when we started messing with it last night was I had some light bulbs to try out. And of course, we don't know why right now, and it's the light bulbs aren't they being problems right now. So hopefully that's gonna get fixed. They're working on different things. The You can see if on the I'll drop the link here. I try not to bump the microphone on you guys. Hey, what's up, Reparto? I could appreciate it. How could I motion trigger Reolink C2 cam? If you're you, if you're using something that you could, I'm just trying to think. It's easy with Blue Iris. If you haven't Blue Iris or something like that, so fine. I watch too, Zombu. Um, so yeah, the and we'll see. Let me know what software, if you're using any type of software on, then you can trigger in some of the link, the motion links and stuff like that. Because I use like Blue Iris and just feed straight into it and actually feed them in through MQTT. So, but we're gonna try to jump in straight to the Tuyo Convert stuff. This they call it the new SDK. All the stuff goes to this guy right here. I don't know if y'all want to say M4D Martig. I guess it's supposed to be as an AN. So I will just call him M4D. I'll just call it that's easy for me. He looks like he did a lot of the work for getting this, going for us. And I know it's been a long time going for many of us because they, of course, Tuya did block Mad Marigan. Okay, there you go. We'll go with that. But I guess there's a T in there too. So he did everything, and they was able to get work around it. But of course, I tried with like three different types of bulbs. I know Will tried with a couple bulbs. He tried with someone else with some bulbs. So if you want to try with light bulbs, go ahead. I mean, I did hear a couple in this thread that were saying that you can see his threads kind of going on and on. And more people will add to it. I'm sure they did have some success with some light bulbs, but of course I couldn't do with the light bulbs. And it was crazy when me and Will were messing with it. I had a GoSun switch that I actually intended on plugging it up. I had three GoSun switches, and I knew two of them had Tasmota on, and one of them had the stock firmware. I just didn't know which was which. So I was plugging them up, and I forgot I had the exploit running for Tuya Convert 2.0, and I accidentally upgraded the switch before I was able to. I wanted to pull the firmware on it because I wanted to copy the firmware through USB because that switch is easy. You don't have to do any soldering because it has the pin header. And I wanted to pull the firmware down, and that way I could go back and forth and play around with this. But I accidentally did my switch. I did another dimmer, the Treat Life dimmer, and then so I found one of the Martin Jerry single pole switches I had, and I remembered I had the bin file I pulled through USB, so I was able to put that one back with stock Tuya firmware and get that one going. So actually, I have that switch as hooked up right now, and it's just a standard, the standard Martin Jerry switch. I do have it out, of course, and the reason why what's great about this one is they have the open pin headers on it, and there's this guy that does this blog sometimes, and he posts some pictures of stuff that he updates on solderless flashing of devices. So let's see. I guess y'all should be able to see the screen, right, before I talk about that. So yeah, on this little blog post, I do update things on like different devices. Let me zoom this in here a little bit. He took yours. Hey, and I appreciate. Hey, Mondo, that's great. You got that going. So remember I talked with you last night. So using this picture here, was able to put these firmware back. So we're gonna go ahead and I just wanted to put it into the Tuya app, and I wanted to show you. Can make an Ambilight DIY. Okay, I'll have to look into that and see what the Ambilight DIY video is. Yeah, and Will did update his. Now I don't know if it's. I want to say it right. Will, it's his or Whiskers or both now. So he did update for the ones running Proxmox. And I know Will can probably spill a little bit more about one of the requirements with doing the Proxmox stuff. I do believe you need like a USB Wi-Fi adapter on your Nook or whatever you're using Proxmox on. And let me go ahead and plug up this switch to power right quick. Yeah, vCloud, we're did work, and we're gonna show it right now. But I want to put it in Tuya. I want to show you that there's no update because this is, we know that Martin Jerry switch is blocked. So let's see. Let me plug up power right quick. All I need is power on this sucker. Power and ground. And I don't need RX and TX and all that business. So I'm going to turn this, let me turn this light off. Almost hollered at the voice assistant, but we won't do it that way. We'll go to the old manual method, right? Okay, so yeah, the built-in Wi-Fi works as well. So I'm using just a Raspberry Pi 3 that I've used before, and you can see the switch. And let me see if I can pull up my screen here at the same time from my phone. And where's Visor? All right. So we'll go to your Smart, and we're going to add this booger as, I guess I'm an electrical engineer, right? Please don't say that. I'm probably electrical engineering of some sort, but put this into we'll put this into pairing mode. Okay, so we're in the fast blink pairing mode. Of course, I'm sure everybody's done this before, but I just wanted to show and that this is We'll confirm. And this is just a throwaway SSID. So yes, I did show you my password. I'll actually turn this SSID off after the stream. So if y'all can drive by quick enough, you can come get on my Wi-Fi if you want. So a couple of you are kind of somewhat close. Oh, you can't see the... Yeah, it stopped blinking, Will, because it just added. So it added. We're in the... And of course, I don't have this plugged up to mains because we didn't need it. So it's going to turn itself on and off, but there's no relay. I'm just powering through the FTDI just to show you this process. I want to show... So we come down here, check for firmware upgrade, and there is no firmware upgrade. So it is on the latest firmware, which we know on the Martin Jerry switches, it is blocked. So from the older to your convert, and just this, let's see. This is using... And they were on sale earlier. I saw the dimmers were on sale. I think they were on sale today, but then they just sold out so quick for Lightning deal. But this is that Martin Jerry single pole switch. So of course we do have it added to our Tuya stuff. And this, I didn't find this was a requirement, but I think we and Will were looking at it. If you do have the issue, we did find maybe it might, but I don't think it does. It's kind of hit or miss. So yeah, Dave, it does work. So what we're going to do is hit remove device. And just so we got it off. And it should go back into pairing mode. Okay. And I'm going to see if I can not disconnect this thing and take my hand off of it. Y'all can still see the blue light? Let's see if we can get over here. There we go. So, and I shouldn't have done that just yet because I wanted to show you guys how to do this. Because you may have, if you haven't followed my previous video I did, like say building with the Raspberry Pi, a lot of that still does apply, but what you clone is different now. So what I wanted to show you was I'm going to rename my folder to, we'll just call it 2. And somebody probably could have told me a quicker git command. But there is one pull request that is not pulled in yet. And it's when you do the prereq install. If you've already done it from a previous one, you will need to do this command here where it adds the libssl-dev. And you can see they basically added this part. Well, let me get this out the way so you can see. Let me size my stuff the right way, right? One thing I forgot to get ready is this section here. They're adding this libssl-dev. And if you can just rerun that if you want to, this whole just sudo command right here, it does not hurt to rerun it. Yeah, so you need to do this part. And I would just copy and paste this. Now, once they do merge this pull request, it could be even tomorrow or something like that. And you may have to do sudo the app-get. I would just copy and paste this one. It's not going to double reinstall anything, so it's no big deal. And it'll install everything. So, and then run that app. There's a prereq install, but hopefully they'll have that merged. If you don't run the install, you don't install that libssl-dev, you'll get an error and you'll know exactly. So, so we're gonna go scatterbrained here, and I'm gonna steal a command here off of the install, but change it. You don't want to run this repo right here. Yeah, look, Will's got it going. You want to do the apt install libssl-dev, and then you want to do that install prereq. But you need to run the correct git clone first. And you'll need to run this repo that's at the top, not the old ct-open source, Tuya convert. Now, maybe that could change later if they do merge those changes into the other project. But so we'll go ahead and do that now. So let's see, let's do git clone and make sure and copy and paste. I have no idea what's in my clipboard right now. I don't want to find out. Might be something crazy, right? Too many windows. Okay. So, oh, we need to be in Tuya convert. No, we don't. Okay. Cloning it to convert, and then you would run the prereq, and that's just this command that Will was showing here. Now, I've already ran that before. Now, if you do get an error, then you need to do that lib ssl-dev. Now, one thing I would recommend, if you have not done Tuya convert before, is don't use the bin file they have. Go to my repo, and I'll link the folder here. I have some pre-compiled bins, and grab like this 6607. And now, of course, you can't upgrade to any after that. The one that comes with Tuya convert, they wanted to keep it smaller to fit with the flash, and the regular sonoff.bin is not going to work. So I would use this bin. Also, the big thing that is a huge difference is Wi-Fi Manager is default. And that's a huge difference on, I know we didn't say bulbs don't work, but maybe they will at one time, or maybe yours will work. But like with plugs and stuff that you cannot manually flash and can't hook up soldering, or solder wires to or whatever, if you mess up on the Wi-Fi SSID or password combination, you get like one shot at it. So with Wi-Fi Manager as default, what's going to happen is you could mess up on that password as much as you wanted. It's still going to, if it can't connect to Wi-Fi, then it's going to come back into access point mode. Yep. So I already have, for sake of simplicity, I already have a bin file that I use that's already I pre-compiled for my Wi-Fi, and so I don't even have to go to access point mode. It just flashes and boom, pops up on the Wi-Fi. And you can like flash your own. You can create your own like in Gitpod and stuff like that. We had covered that before, but maybe we can cover that again at one point. Show you it's not hard to flash your own. So I'll copy over. Let's get rid of third party. And I'll copy my third party in. All right. So enough chit-chatting. Let's show us what we're doing, Travis. So first things first. So once we have the new files in there, and if you do want to check, if you go, make sure if you did want to check to see, hey, do I have the right one? Look in the scripts folder, and there's that psk-frontend py. I want to say that's the new file that they had to put in there, and so you can see that that's in there. Okay, if I can do the right one, and we'll do .start flashed sh, and everything's the same like it was before. You'll need to use your phone and make sure you're connected. Let's get out of there. Let me get my phone connected to, it should be that vtrust-flash. Oh, let me see if I can put that up here. Yeah, it should be that vtrust-flash. Make sure your phone's connected to that. So it's just like 1.0 on that aspect. Oh, and I did make, let me see. Why is my thing upside down? Well, the hell with it. Make sure it's in pairing mode again. And hopefully it won't fail on us. All right. So you should see the light blinking in fast pairing mode. Yeah, so you're going to need the fast blinking, not the slow blinking, just like it was before. And should be able to hit enter. And let's see if she works. So you should see, you saw at this point, it started talking to it. See how it went from no flashing to flat to solid? Now, it could be different on all switches, so it's not going to be the same on all switches and devices. So hopefully this will work first shot. It did for me a while ago. If not, don't despair. You can just keep trying. Sometimes you got to keep beating on this thing with the new till you convert. Now, see, the light went off. I think it's going to work. Boom. And let's see. Now, sometimes it gets stuck right here. That me and Will found, and we had to like hard cycle the device. It wouldn't download the backup of the firmware. So this switch, that Martin Jerry switch, it actually happens to be easy. It's just going first shot. And of course, this was blocked before, so it's all the same. And yeah, don't get hung up on the backups. The backups are useless. You can't do anything with the backups. Now, I know disrespect to whoever coded the backup. I've tried flashing those backups back using, because you do have to use USB because it's a full 1 meg flash. And I have tried to flash those back and they do not work. So just don't get hung up with doing the backups. I believe that's due to that the exploit is flashed into part of the user space and overwrites part of the original flash. So if you do want to back up stuff, use ESP tool. So I'm going to send over my third-party bin file. And also, if you see the user 1 right here on active user space, see mine says user 2, you will need to run the second command first, where it says curl flash 2, and that's going to move the flash over. Otherwise, you won't be able to flash your bin file. So hit enter, and we'll give it a little bit. Yeah, and if it's, I can tell you, me and Will, we probably spent 3 or 4 hours last night going back, flashing several different devices, trying bulbs and everything. And I tried about probably 6, 7 different bulbs and these 2 or 3 switches. I got the switches going, the bulbs didn't do, but we never hard bricked anything. Now, some stuff gets unresponsive, and sometimes you'll see, look on your phone or any other Wi-Fi device, you may see vTrust dash recovery. And if you see that recovery, then hey, you know the exploit's on there and you're halfway there. You'll just need to run the process again and start up the exploit, the start flash again, and it usually will take off right away. And you just got to keep trying. I mean, it's new. It's new in this aspect of the new exploit and everything that they had to do to, to basically play the cat and mouse game. So, but we never did hard brick anything, but that's not saying that can't happen. So just be prepared just in case you do hard brick something for some reason. Yeah, I don't see any reason why that the 3-way, 2 ways shouldn't work. A lot of these all use the same Tuya modules. Like I say, the only thing we had a failure on was bulbs so far. Yeah, Anthony, no. Will was actually able to do some plugs, and I did see in another thread, someone did a bunch of plugs in here. I just saw the response earlier. Yeah. So like this guy was saying he successfully flashed all of his SP22 adapters. Let's see. This one flashed 12 SP22 smart sockets. No, not the Sonoff. This is only for Tuya base, not Sonoff. There goes my notification. The mailbox opened. And so let me go. Now we should go check. Let me go check my Unify adapter. We should give it enough time. Yeah, I haven't found the bulbs haven't been those. I don't have any of those Sonoff B1s, but I've just heard they're just some of the quality of them is not that great of the lighting. So I got dark reader on this thing. It looks so weird. So let's see. So actually right here, 10101237. That is my new device. 237. And just to show, this is the one. You can see the uptime is only been for 3 minutes. So I know this is the switch. And if I wanted to go Blackadder, if you haven't seen this part, pay attention. I know I guess I don't want to blow through it real fast for some of them. If you have a lot of different plugs or switches and everything and you don't know the GPIO pins, hey, I appreciate it, Anthony. Yeah, I didn't do all the work. It's just me and Will, so we've beaten on it. So we'll hopefully we'll keep you guys in touch and see if we can do some bulbs. I got a bunch of bulbs I want to do. So, and if you, let's see, before I get off of there, yeah, 438 devices. So if you can't find your device, let's see, Control F, Martin Jerry, single switch. So if you haven't seen this part, it's super simple to throw in a template. Just copy and paste the template and then jump back to your Tasmota or Tasmota, tomato, right? If you go to configuration and configure other and copy and paste it into this section here and make sure you do pick activate and hit save. If you don't pick activate, no big deal. You have to go to configure module and pick the 01. So yeah, I don't know, Dave. We were talking about bulbs. I do love those LOHAS bulbs, but they are the one thing that LOHAS bulbs, they got some awesome colors. I have 3 or 4 myself. I have 2 like outside on my front patio that they change colors, random colors at night, and but they are flashable manually if you get your soldering on. So that's always a good fallback. So yeah, you can see it's in here. And do they have the it may not. I don't see the light coming on the switch for some reason. But maybe that's because I don't have it hooked up to mains and everything. So for the LED, not sure what they're using for the LED, but it does work. Of course, you'll just need to go in and configure your devices on different things. So if bulbs responded to, will they work with? I imagine they will. There's something, there was something with the timing of things with the new part and it's not all bulbs. So we could potentially have some other switches or plugs that have the same timing issue. So I'll just say that this is probably a 70% there. And it's pretty close. So the LOHAS bulbs, and I'll leave this link here. They do have some. I wonder why I did the orange like that. It was weird. If you look at my little store here, these do come in and out of stock at times. Maybe I gotta pull my screen. I might be able to see myself. these bulbs here, the 4-pack, and they're sometimes pretty cheap. And just use the link. It does help out for future stuff, by the way, if you feel like doing that. If not, no big deal. It is a pretty cheap 4-pack for, what is that? You get $6 off, so that's $34 for 4 bulbs. I'm sure somebody will do the math a little quicker than me. Now they don't; those are just RGBW bulbs. And if you do want a cool white, warm white bulb, I have a couple of these as well. And these have cool white and warm white LEDs. Now, one thing I found with the LOHAS bulbs, they use dual channels, and you cannot at this time use them with Tasmodo because the way it ties in with they'll put like 2 whites on the same channel, and it's just not supported by Tasmodo right now. They do work fine with ESP Home though, and I actually did a video back on the CW and the RGBW bulbs. They are now. Which one, Jerry? The cool white, warm white. Is that the one you were asking? Cool white, warm white. That was Darren. They're actually really good bulbs. They're pretty. They're. I don't know. I'm saying they're pretty bright, but let me turn that down. That camera off. Do they list the brightness? They're showing 810 lumens, but man, I see so much. I've so many bulbs. The 8-pack RGBs. I will say I was really impressed with because I find like a lot of bulbs, the white will be, it's a cool white LED, and then of course you get the color, and I'll find like the white will be pretty bright, but then the color is just meh. And I will say I was really impressed with the brightness of the color of these bulbs. When I have them on my front patio, and I can be clear down the street, probably 10 or 15 houses, and I can tell what color my lights are in the front of the house. Oh, look, hey, they're blue tonight. Oh, they're, pink or red or whatever. And so they're really bright for the colors. I'm really impressed with the colors on these LOHAS. I don't know, they show the lumens on here as well, or did I pass it? I may have passed it, or they may just not have listed it. I don't know if we can see it. So, but yeah. So definitely, if you're interested, and I'll see if I can bring a picture up of the LOHAS, because I want to show you just in case this isn't fixed for a while. These are the 4-pack, and let me pull up a photo. Well, here we got it. We were talking about it here in Discord. Let's see. Expired never. So here's the Discord link if y'all want to join in some of the conversations. We also using, there's Discord on Dr. Z's side. There's a specified channel for Till You Convert. We're in there. I'm in there as well. So y'all can hit me on either on mine or Dr. Z's. I'm in all of it. So we were talking about the LOHAS. Trying to find the picture for you guys. Here it is. Make sure I got that centered up. So LOHAS, this is that LOHAS RGB bulb right here, and they're fair. What I say, they're easy to get to the pads if you need to. The only thing they did, I saw on the latest revision on them, that there's a 3.3 volt pad, and it's hard to see, but it's right under here. It does not work. I don't know if they did that on purpose or what, but I'd found the pinout of the memory chip, and the memory chip runs off, which is the flash, runs off of 3.3 volts. So I just soldered to the 3.3 volt of the flash chip and feed 3.3 volts in that way. And so you can flash these using USB methods, just your regular FTDI adapter. So changes. Yeah, I believe it's going to be a cat and mouse game. And that's just, I even said that, I think, in my previous video, was it was going to be a cat and mouse game of things, of, hey, let's, they're going to patch it, and then they're not going to, then we're going to be able to buy a bunch of devices. So do I fully expect them to patch it again? Absolutely. But then maybe we kind of know the geniuses who figured this out and all the Python code. I'm looking for a better picture while I'm talking of the bulb as well. If I'm sure that they'll be able, maybe they'll figure out a different key, because there's the way I look at it. These ESP chips are just so they only have that one. They only have so much flash space, so it's only so much they can do, and it's really an underpowered chip for most things, of being able to do a lot of encryption and stuff like that. And so I think that once they'll update something, and then someone may maybe be able to decrypt what they did in the flash and maybe find the new keys, and it's just going to be that cat and mouse game. But ultimately, the way they could fix it, which we have seen with some Tekken plugs, I think those were overseas. They were UK based ones, I believe. I don't remember. Will, if you do, chime in. They had some RTL chips, and they aren't ESP chips. So that would not mean you cannot run ESP Home, ESP Easy, Tasmota, etc. on those. So I'm basically, anything else, I can tell you anything else I wanted to get, or any plugs or stock up on, I'm definitely going to do that this shot around. So, oh, Bobby, on the TX, yeah, that is kind of close. Probably what to that? That looks like a crystal right there. Well, hopefully that the 2uConvert 2.0 script will soon be, and I haven't tried this with the LOHAS bulbs. I don't have the stock firmware, unfortunately, to flash back to mine. I don't know, Jerry. I don't know, unless I guess I could order some, but I really don't need 4 more smart bulbs anymore, to be honest with you. So, perhaps block Tuya app from OTAs. Yeah, but I think that would block also if you wanted to use them right now. And that's if you want to use, if you want to use anything, then you go ahead. I would say go ahead and flash it now, because they may, they could update them right. They could update them tomorrow. I don't know what the change is. And we saw it did happen pretty quickly. Now, just keep in mind that you have all that stock in all the warehouses and Amazon and whatever else you're buying stuff from. And so it's going to take a bit for it to catch up. And I think last time we started seeing it, 2 or 3 months? We started seeing a few little devices trickle down that were coming pre-patched. And then really, like right now, it's hard pressed to really find something that you can buy new stock that is flashable. It's few and far between that's flashable with the older method. Now, of course, with the newer method, you can just flash them right up. Yeah, Bobby, I don't think there's any. You can solder directly to the ESP chip, but that's much harder than that pad for the TX on the LOHAS. So, but hopefully we'll be able to flash them soon with the just straight up the 2uConvert one. So, but yeah, it's I've done it. It's difficult to flash straight. I mean, not straight, solder straight to that chip. So I don't recommend it. Yeah, it can take 3 to 6 to drain it. Yeah, exactly, Dimitri. So, okay. So, don't think we need a recap. I have the links to it. I'm debating on it. I know there's some people that don't like to do pull info out of the live streams and stuff, because some the live streams are just sometimes meant to be watched live, or you like to chit chat and stuff. But I may do a short, and it's hard to say. I so much try to do a short video, but then I end up with a 20-minute damn video. I may do a little short thing on just how to do, but only thing I know, if I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it, because it's gonna change so quickly. Because they could merge all this straight into convert, and boom, 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 it'd be done again. So I'm just not sure. Maybe we'll do a little short blog write up on it. One thing you do is set your HA VLAN not to have access. That way, if you pair. See, I don't think you can pair a device without, because I had Tuya blocked from my entire everything, and I'd forgotten about it one time, and I was trying to pair something, and it wouldn't pair. So you can't pair. I don't think you can pair them. So there's a Tekken power strip. Let's take a look at it. Tekken. Nope. Tekken power strip. I do have. Talking about this guy here. And if you do, it looks like it is on Lightning Deal. I actually did my first, I want to say it was the MQTT retain love-hate relationship. What's in your cart? I don't know if this is my other account, so I'm not sure what's in the cart. Probably some smart stuff. Let's just see. Oh, look, some enclosures and just stuff I was throwing in there. And my other account has a crap load of stuff. So, oh, okay. So there, Will got the Canada link there. So, yeah, it is. I do have this exact one. And actually, I have a model that I've been using for quite some time. And now it did use 1.0 to convert. So I don't know if they have updated it. And it does have the 4 relays and the USB. Now, you can't do individual 4 USBs, but the 4 USBs turn off and on at once. And there's 2 colors of LEDs in the button. So, and I use it all the time on my bench. Like, I've got my soldering iron plugged into it. I got my light plugged into it. I've got my my little quick test for switches. So I use it all the time. And that's the one I almost hollered out at the beginning of saying the voice assistant word to turn on. And I just have them listed because somebody wouldn't understand me. So I did the typical, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta of the different relays. So I know it sounds funny when I say turn on, bench Delta or something like that. And I'm so used to doing it now. So yeah, it's a good little strip. So, and I wouldn't call it, do they even say that? I wouldn't call it, see, it says surge protector. Now, I'm not sure how much that is. So, power, what is that? Power, RUI? I hadn't messed with those. I do see they have one on deal. Yeah, there's a bunch of those brands of that looks that power strip. Yeah, I haven't messed with any of the power. I don't know if I say the name PowerRoo. Sounds silly, but I haven't done any. I haven't messed with any of those. I'm just looking at some of the rebrands on those that they have. It looks some of the similar stuff. I just don't know. Sometimes you just got to go look and go see if they say anything about like Tuya or Smart Life. And then what I would also go look for is if anybody has posted pics of it, and see if anybody posted, and I'll look in the pictures and I'll find if anybody posted the FCC pictures to it. Yeah, probably right, Andre. I don't think I don't remember a whole lot being on the surge side of it there wasn't a whole lot to the guts of it. Uh, but what I do is I look for try to find the FCC ID and go Google for the FCC ID that you can find. Something just beeped on me. And it sounded like my phone was about to go on the, I don't want to say the voice assistant name. Um, and go find the FCC ID and you can find the photos and see if they do have an ESP8266. Yeah, power. You try. I think you're trying to make me buy a smart switch, aren't you? I think that's what it is. Oh, okay. I think that's what it is. Buford, Ed. Yeah, this I haven't not used the Sonoff B1. I haven't bought one because I've always heard from a few folks that the just not as bright and some of the colors aren't as good as compared to some of the others. So I just always kind of stuck to those. Oh, the power output. I don't know. Um, do they show on any of the others? I've powered it with. I'm trying to think of the biggest thing I powered with it. I powered a lot of. I know it's not saying much, but I powered a lot of Wemos D1 Minis and Node MCUs with it. I've powered a bunch of other little, smaller projects that we've done. Yeah, I like those Lohas ones. And not saying, and hey, if anybody finds anything better, hey, by all means, tell me. I can't try everything. It's just I get lucky on some of the stuff. So, what was the? Someone was saying there was a smart switch. We're doing. I think it was at Power Roo. I hadn't seen that. See, these they have one kind of the same. See, there's the Tekken one, and see, there's another. See, it's kind of some of the same. They'll have the same look to them. See, there's a black one made by Ton Bucks. Um, they're just, of course, they're just rebrands that, of course, one company is making them in China, and then they buy so many of them and get their name brand on them. Um, so cool. Yeah, of course, I think Will has an entire like stock room full of stuff that he just has a bigger ESP device addiction than me. So I got a drawer full of switches. We were talking about it earlier. I got a drawer full of switches that I've got maybe 5 places I don't have switches in, and some of them just don't make sense at all. Like I would never put a smart switch in the garbage disposal. Um, I could just see me doing the power state incorrectly on that one and turning the garbage disposal on when I'm gone, right? But yes, I've got a whole drawer full of dimmers and switches, and just because it's stuff like this, we can play with them. So, any other questions? We have been. I'm going to see. I wasn't planning on doing a whole long time. We're doing right at. Oh, there's a good question. Studio. I guess it'd be studios. I would highly recommend do not put a dimmer, and there's probably some more electrical engineer types in here that would be able to chime in. Is the way the dimming is that triac dimming, which it cuts off there's several articles, but it cuts off the wave. I'm probably butchering it like crazy, so feel free to nag me down in the comments below. And it's just it'll cause it'll cause your fan to start humming. It won't make it work right because fan dimmers use capacitance with the capacitors the like you'd see with the Sonoff iFan 03. So yeah, don't only use something that says it is meant for a fan on your fan. Yeah, the leading edge dimming versus trailing edge dimming. Um, I just please don't do it. Just don't. I've actually heard someone that was just testing in a controlled environment one of the Martin Jerry dimmers on a fan, and they said it lasted all about 2 or 3 seconds before it smoked. So don't do it. I don't want to hear anybody saying that, hey, I put a dimmer in on my fan and it caught my house on fire. That'd be bad. So, um, Yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, man, that's like I tell a lot of these. I like tell a lot of these people on these product people like, hey, make make a fan dimmer. Now I know there's some other ones in other countries, but make a fan dimmer that's not fan dimmer, but a fan control module that fits in the sock, fits in the wall, is ESP8266 base. Because really the only thing we have out there right now is the iFan 03 or the 02, and they're just kind of a hard to put in. So just use a smart bulb that will dim. Oh, a smart bulb that'll dim. Oh, we're talking about in the fan itself. Well, I think we were talking about the fan speed. Now, of course, you can use a dimmer if you're just using it on the light kit. That's by all means you can do that, but don't do it on the fan motor itself. So, um, yeah, the I saw I believe Doc is. I think he did a live stream at one point on the those new Sonoff switches. I don't have any. Um, I have luckily I do have neutrals everywhere. But if he's already doing, I just don't have any of those. So the only other thing I was working on, we'll give. Let's see. Let's change. Is and this is not a commercial at all for them. Let me turn this on the manual way. A cool little soldering project. One of the members in Discord was talking about it, and it got me interested. And it is this is the PCB board to it. I was just checking the battery out in it, and it's a kit for a Wemos D1 Mini and some I squared C stuff, and it is solar powered, and it's like for a solar powered weather module to go outside. So that's one thing I'm going to be messing around with, and we're going to solder this thing up and see. So if you want to play around, if you want to see what I'm talking about, and actually PCB way makes an entire kit. Yeah, hold up one second. They make the entire kit for you if you want the entire kit. And again, this is not for an sponsored live stream by them at all. Open, let me bring this tab over here and pull up the screen again. They do have, it's not my project, it's someone, Open Green Energy. Let's see if this link works. Yep. And he has the entire thing. If you want to part out all the parts, he has all the links for you, for doing everything. And he has like links to Instructables and the whole 9 yards and how to build it. There's STL files to print the. I love that picture. The 3D case to it. There's a couple different cases to it. So one I'm printing. I think there was like 9 different rings to it. I think there was like 4 hours a piece. So one thing to note, so you would need your own battery and you had to do your own case for it. So and we will be, because of being, oops, I didn't mean to do that. We'll be doing deep sleep on it. So we will be doing ESP Home with it. So I think there is. I don't know if Andre. I don't know if you know. Isn't that there's a fork of Tasmoto that does deep sleep? I believe, and I don't know if anybody else can correct me if I'm wrong. So I see a couple. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'll look into that all as well. See if they have any deep sleep stuff. So that's gonna be pretty cool. This is actually the one that I'm printing. Is what they show on this picture here. and you've got like these different rings. It looks more like a weather station, like a you'll see on like I've seen them some out on different homes and billboards and stuff that have like the temperature and stuff as you drive by. So, but there's a bunch of different links to it and stuff. So it's pretty cool little thing. And we'll one of the cool things about you've got like the I squared C here, and then they do. I know it's very shiny. Is they do have all the other GPIO pins broken out, so you can. And there's also you'll notice up here, there's another I squared C pin out up top that's going to get headers, so you don't have to use the sensors that we use that they're in the project. So you could add whatever I squared C sensors you want. So yeah, definitely. So if you are doing, thanks Will, if you are doing the To You Convert stuff, share it either on that GitHub thread. I don't, unless they say to stop sharing stuff on there and it gets too blown up, and also share it in either the Dr. Z's Discord or on mine, doesn't matter, or both, whatever you want to do. I like to see what's being done and what's not working. And maybe and just, you can tag Will. I don't know if you don't know, Will is also, and he's also, if you tag him as he's the toll bringer, and there you go. Tag him, tag me, whatever. So, and that's it. Anything else before we jet? I got a bunch of other stuff to do. I got been working on been upgrading my Unraid box. So I got another hard drive to go throw into it and finally bring it up to just at 50 terabytes usable. So, and I have some footage from. I might do a little short clip of some builds on it. I don't know. I hadn't decided yet. So, any other questions before we jet out for the day? Anybody got anything? If not, then we'll wrap it on up. Do you like Unraid over FreeNAS? This was 2 years ago or more. I did test FreeNAS. Is it Open Security Vault or something like that? And then I tested Unraid. And of course, Unraid was the paid one. And I was like, I'm not doing Unraid. And I got to pay for it. I want open source, But I can tell you, when I tried all three of them on just a test system, man, I just kept going back to Unraid. I don't know if you've seen. Let me pull up my. If you've seen some of the. Let me pull up my screen. Some of the stuff with Unraid, being able to do like Docker and stuff. I mean, I've got like 2 copies. Like I've got Home Assistant dev running. I've got 2 copies of Node-RED running on all different ports. It's just so easy to run anything you want with Docker. I've got 2 copies of ESP Home running. I've got Unified Controller. Now, got CrashPlan that backs up my entire box. I don't back up my whole 40 something. Well, it's 40 something right now, I think. Let's see. We are at, we're 42 terabytes right now. So, but so yeah, it's super simple. I know William was just saying about expansion. I went from taking it from one box that was Intel Xeon based and brought it over to, as you can see, I'm running, well, it didn't let me do that. I'm running a Ryzen 5 3600, so totally different architecture went from Intel to AMD. I didn't rebuild anything. All I did was take my drives, my USB, throw it in the new box, and turn it on. That was it. And boom, popped right up. All the drives pulled in. And then to throw in a new hard drive, and you can mix and match the hard drive sizes. As long as your parity one is larger than any of your other drives. And so I slowly brought drives over from other places and bought some drives to shuck and threw it in. Yeah, the power draw, and actually, I was running two different boxes. So I was running an i7 4790 and then an older Xeon. And this one actually runs, you can see it's running, there is some stuff running on it. I'm running around 99 watts right now. The lowest I've seen it idle with the how many drives do I have again? 7 or 8 drives, I think. Seven or 8 drive. Yeah, eight drives. I guess if you want to count SSD, but it's 7 spinners. The highest I've seen, the lowest I've seen it is like right at 81 watts idling out. So it's compared to what I was running before, it's less power usage. And that was one of the reasons I did look at doing like a dual Xeon box. And yeah, how many? Yeah, it's I don't have many drives, Darren. Right? I need more drives. How many drives you got, Darren? I was actually going. I was actually only had 4 or 5 before, so that was it's a big difference for me, and I was combining two of them. So um, yeah, that the Ryzen 5 3600 was, oh look, going big with the Backblaze pod. There you go. The Ryzen 5 3600 I thought was a good sweet spot. Um, I looked at the power consumption in some dual Xeons, and I was just looking at I want to say it was like 180 watts of like idle with dual Xeons. So I didn't want to get into that, and I knew I had to go with going with new architecture of the Ryzen 5 3600. It was, I think I forgot what the architecture they use in the Ryzen 5. Now, the only thing you do have, the one downside, you do have to use DDR4 memory, and that can kind of get expensive. Um, and I forgot what but I knew I had to go with something kind of new and to get my power usage down. Yes, I do do Plex transcode with it. And just to give you, I know a good rule of thumb. Passmark Ryzen 5 3600. So we're looking at right at like 20,000. And my older i7 4790 was right at 10,000, and my Xeon box was like 8,000. So I went bigger than I was before. So that's that. I forgot. I want to say they were, depending on the pick of the pod. Oh, so do you want to pick of the pod, Stone? Yeah, that'd be cool. Hey, what's up, Dean? Yeah, he is in the stream. We're just kind of chit chatting. Yeah, I I can tell you I was scared of Ryzen especially with Unraid with some of the threads from probably a year and a half ago. Send it to me in Discord or something, Stone. I don't know if you got me in Discord somewhere, or if you want to send it to Will or something in Discord to Tollbringer, and we can get that link. I don't know why it's not. Some links is like YouTube just totally won't let you post at all. So, and but some of them will come up, and like Will or we just have to hit approve, but I'm not seeing the approve button on any link from you. Sorry about that. Yeah, I would love to see some pics of the pods. A cool. I know we're kind of way off on things, but if you on Reddit, if you look in Data Hoarder, Data Hoarder. Now hide your wallet before you go in there. But Data Hoarder is an awesome subreddit to go through, and some of these guys post some amazing pictures of what the beast that they build of just hard drives and everything. So like I say, hide your wallet before you go in there, and put your credit card, go dig a hole in the backyard and bury it before you go in there. So otherwise you'll be buying thousands of dollars worth of hard drives and stuff. So but it's cool. There's so many crazy pictures. Yeah, the was it like there's one at Home Lab. I think there's several of them. I see different links too. So yeah, there's a bunch of cool stuff. I see these guys posting stuff of. So yeah, that's what I did. I did the show. I bought. They had the sale those 10 terabytes of the Western Digital. I did shuck both of those. Yeah, don't go there, Ed. So and so yeah, that's yeah, I did use the shuck drives and just had to put that tape on the pin. Otherwise, it would not fire the drive up. I don't know why the Western Digital does that, but there's several videos on how to do that. So yeah, I see like man, you could buy an 18 terabyte hard drive. That's nuts. So oh damn, okay. Self-hosted podcast has a 100 terabyte server with 40 cores. Um, Yeah, there's the Backblaze pod probably Will. And they I remember they did a giveaway of the previous pods they were getting rid of, and a lot of guys like in California went and picked them up. And now they've been posting pictures of builds of them with a bunch of drives in them and stuff. I would cringe to see the power monitoring of some of these servers these guys run. I'm trying to consolidate. Not that my thing is expensive, but electricity. But I'm trying to bring and consolidate stuff down. Um, I've got 7 drives right now, and I've got a 8 terabyte I'm about to throw in there. So that gave me my 50. I just cleared that drive and pulled it and transferred the data over. Oh yeah, we just had it up in. Um, so there's the. I know the stuff's in the way, but I've got a 10, 6, 6, 6, 6, 8, and a 10 right now, and then a 500 on the SSD. So, and I'm running 32 gigs of RAM, which is overkill. What's the temps on them? I don't know. So that's another thing I got to fix. This one right here. This is the top drive, and I've got it in a I can't remember the name of the case. The Define case or something. And I got to add some more cooling to it because I mean, just you stack that many drives in one spot, you got to cool them. So yeah, I'm using a 10 terabyte parity because I have a 10 terabyte data. So, there's a lot of parity not being used with the 6 terabytes. But that was my original. I bought, my original was just 6 terabyte drives. So I had just the 18 terabyte used. So, but just use only one drive. You can do 2 parities if you want. You can do up to 2 parities. So, and there are pros and cons to that. On doing with Unraid and what theme? I'll be honest with you. I think I just picked Dark or something. I don't remember. I had it set like that forever and a day ago. I don't remember which I did. And I don't remember where that's set at. I picked it forever and ago. Okay. I don't know. I'd have to dig for it. Posted a pic of my Unraids in Discord General. Let's see. There we go. Let's see. We'll bring open original. Yep. Now that's sweet. Let's zoom in here. Yeah, so that's big time compared to what I was showing. So yeah. So Stone there you can what is that? What does that say? Okay. Texas State. Did you make this case or you got it from somewhere else? And that's cool. So they got a back. They got the back plane in there and everything, and just pop in drives and rock and roll. And you got the 3. You actually got what 6 fans total? Oh, it's used, but hey, it's. I mean, it's as long as it works, right? That's as long as it works. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Yeah. So what? Oh, it looks like you got a liquid cooler of some sort right there too. Yeah, that's a lot of Linux ISOs. It's all just Ubuntu and just a lot of Linux ISOs and actually truly a lot of my space has gone from doing just I keep all my video and a lot of I keep high bit rate. Even though I'm not doing 4K stuff, but I keep a lot of my YouTube stuff. And yeah, I bet you it is loud. It, I don't have a basement to throw a server in, so that's my unfortunate thing. So yeah, I think I was looking at the Dual Xeons, and that's ended up going with the Ryzen because I wanted to keep it so small and simple. I would love to build one of these though. That'd be awesome. So so now we're gonna sit here and drool over hard drives and hard drive space. So what's your goal? Last thing before you go, or before I go, you go, Stone. What's your goal in hard drive space? And I don't know if you said you were using Unraid on it or not. What did you using on that box, or what do you plan on using on it? Hey, what's up, Will? Another Will. So pretty cool stuff. Oh, FreeNAS. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't looked at FreeNAS in a while. Yeah, I don't know. It may stop possibly be working. I wouldn't see why not. It just takes a little bit of work messing with that HASS-IO supervisor and that in running in Unraid. Um, I would try. If you, I was going to go to it, but really, be honest with you, I grew up. I say grew up, but I started with Home Assistant and just regular Docker, and I've just stuck with it since then. I really enjoy doing it that way. Um, yeah, you can use the VM as well. I enjoy using it the Docker way. That way I have a separate MQTT, separate Node-RED, separate ESP Home, and I don't need Home Assistant. If Home Assistant decides to crash, that it only takes down part of my stuff. If I need to roll back, I don't have to mess around. I can just easily just edit the Docker and hit the button and go. So yeah, Eshwan, we already did the Tuya stuff way back in the beginning, and I don't we could start over, right? So, but yeah, just rewind. Having issue with Unify. What you having an issue with Unify? Yeah, I like to have the separate Dockers, and that way I just have I can dig in the configuration file. I felt kind of locked down. Not and no disrespect to how whoever they do all the HASS-IO work. I mean, it's great for people that are just starting out, but once you start to grow and expand and want a little more dig under the hood, I like to do where you can actually mess around with the files. Um, so I'm running the latest Unify. Um, I'm running the latest Unify controller, I believe, and I haven't had any issues with presence detection on it yet. Um, I know it's still. Oh yeah, my phone's showing away, which it should be, because it's on a different. It's probably actually on the Raspberry Pi still. Let's see. Yeah, it's on the Raspberry Pi, so of course it's not on the Wi-Fi. So yeah, my stuff's still working. I don't want to click on it; I might show my lat long or something. So all right, Stone, I appreciate the pictures. It's pretty cool. I got to do the same thing. Yeah, Crash Plan Pro, I do pay. It does work great. In a Docker on Unraid, it was easy to install. I do pay like $10 a month for it, but it's like backs up like every almost real time, and so it's great. I haven't upgraded to the latest Home Assistant because of that breaking change, Will. So yeah, I just said no, not today. I'm playing with too much Tuya and stuff like that. I haven't updated the latest Home Assistant with that breaking change for Unify. So yeah, I don't have any Cloud Key. I got too much other stuff I could run things on. So how did you try? Did you try? Yes, I did restore some data from that, and that's definitely always, no matter what backup solution, try to restore data. And I did. I was able to restore some data. Yeah, that breaking change. Um, let's see. It was, let's see, breaking changes. Right here. Yeah, it's removes support of directly configuring UniFi for device trackers. So they're moving the configuration out of YAML into the configuration into the GUI. So it's not a bad breaking change that I just haven't had time to swallow it and look at it and see what it does and what's it going to impact and how I need to change it in my configuration. So it's not a bad thing. I mean, moving out of YAML for everybody doing the through the integration tab is a great thing. So I appreciate all the work they do for that. So I just want to make sure what's the impact on me before I jump to it. So yeah, Carlton, it should be able to roll back in a little bit. It may take YouTube time to post, or you can do it now. Um, and I think that's gonna change. They're gonna remove it and make it stop working or something. I saw reading about that in the GitHub. Oh, it blasts a log showing home. I haven't seen that. Now I did have that issue where I had to go turn off where it added all of my devices. And but what drives me nuts is it adds, even if you do a brand new integration, it adds them all in one shot, and you have to go let it do it, and then you have to go back and turn it off. Well, I've got like 80 freaking devices on my UniFi, so it's like there's a configuration of track new devices and stuff, and you can go turn that off. So in-house tracking, like I don't track between. Yeah, you like my you like my site name? It's named after the planet. So um that's even a better one, Patrick, right? So I didn't think of that one. See, y'all just so much better at thinking of things than I have. So yeah, the site is Uranus. So after the planet, right? So I keep trying to go here, but we keep talking about cool things, which is not a problem. But so I may do a live stream again for showing some people if they want to do 2.0 again. I probably might do something this evening or Saturday or something. Uranus, right? That's it. So, but other than that, if I got any questions or anything, hit Will or myself up in either my Discord server, Dr. Z's Discord server. You can find me in the Tasmoda Discord server, Home Assistant, whatever. I'm sure y'all can find me. So, yeah. So just hit us up there and let us know what devices that you are be able to convert or not to convert with that have been blocked. So. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you watching, and I'll drop that link right. I want to say I had. Is it this one? Let's see if the bot's working. If not, watch is gonna grab it before I do. I usually put it in my videos link, and not trying to take from Doc's stuff or anything, but there it is. So it's just I have mine, and there's a smaller little group, but I hang out in both on all of them. So just I may not have notifications on just regular talking. So if you want to see me hit something, just tag me. So yes, I do have plans for more Node-RED and digging into more of different options and showing some real world stuff with Node-RED. I want to redo one I did probably a good while back in my bathroom that it deals with multiple ESP devices with ESP Home, with some Tasmodo mixed in, MQTT, and it does humidity detection, and there's manual overrides of the vent. It got kind of a crazy thing, but I wanted to show because it's a very real world common solution for the bathroom of doing ventilation with for showers and stuff. So it's a cool little thing of showing how the real world of it with Node-RED and all of the issues I found over the testing of it in the past year. So we'll tweak it and make it a little better. All the different circumstances, because you can't think of every single one of them until you really start using it. So, all right, everybody. Well, I appreciate it, and y'all take care.